Exactly. Okay. So we are talking about a interesting news story out of the Bay Area down in Berkeley, where the city council has passed its first reading to do some code changes to like the city charter.
To language, right?
Yeah, so language. They want to take out all of the gender specific words out of Berkeley's code. So there's some old school stuff in these city codes, but it says like a brother will now become sibling, pregnant woman, when they talk about like family leave and all that stuff, is now pregnant employee.
Okay, and no more policeman, fireman, right? Like chairman,
Yes,
all of that.
Firefighter, police officer, which is normal. That
Chairperson, whatever, counselor, yeah.
But there's some weird stuff in there, like the word manhole. You can't say man anymore apparently, so you have to say maintenance hole. And
maintenance hole.
Maintenance hole.
I'm looking up the story right now.
I said.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, fraternities and sororities are now the collegiate Greek system, and yes.
I'm looking up.
So what do you guys think about this? We've been getting a bunch of comments. I just posted this maybe 20 minutes ago on Facebook, and we've already gotten a bunch of comments about it.
Lynn already weighing in, saying language police.
Language police, I know. So so what happened was, the backstory, one of the staff members who works for Berkeley, actually an intern, brought it up many months ago and said, hey, for the LGBTQ community, wouldn't it be
let's remove pronouns that are gender specific.
And he, she, stuff like that is now they, them. And I mean, fireman, policeman, firefighter, police officer makes sense.
So, this article from the LA Times says in 2014, Governor Brown actually signed a law, I wasn't aware of this, that replaced husband or wife even in the state law with just the gender neutral term spouse. So it looks like they're just really heading in that direction.
Statewide almost,
even statewide, yeah.
But manhole? Like that's our question. Manhole.
Manhole
really?
Specifically, is that offensive?
I take no offense to manhole.
As a woman, I don't.
Maintenance hole. Anyway, we want to show you the article. This is the LA Times article. Ashley was just talking about manholes are out as Berkeley removes gender specific language from the city code. So this isn't totally a done deal. They have to do a second reading on it. But artisans will now replace craftsmen. Firefighters and police officers will no longer be identified by their gender. It's really 24 terms that would go gender neutral. So there was a couple examples down here. The city began extending the option to all employees to receive a name badge with a preferred pronoun printed alongside their professional title. So we posted this on Facebook, and we are getting some comments. So Linda says, seriously, someone other than a woman can become pregnant? D.L. Thomas, sweet baby Jesus. Vicky says, I'm glad the real pressing issues are being dealt with. Eye rolling emoji, face palm emoji. Tim Barr goes a little farther. Berkeley should have been erased from the globe in the 60s. Jennifer says, oh geez, do we not understand that man can stand for all mankind, as in any person? So what do you guys think about this? Rob St. Helen on Instagram, good morning, sir. Thank you for always watching. This country gets its hurt feelings way too easy these days.
Man, but a lot of people are making the point like, well, even the word woman, the root of it is man, human, the root of it is man, mankind. I mean, like, where do you draw the line? I mean,
and now we're
that's
here
what they're saying.
On the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11 touching down on the moon. One
big step for all mankind. Well, mankind. I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you change?
Large step. Is that how
one small step for man?
One giant
leap for mankind. I hope that's
and
correct.
And women everywhere. You know what you meant.
Everybody. I see nobody who supports this on our Facebook stream. I mean, this is clearly a touchy subject for a lot of people, but Todd Hutchins, nobody should follow California's lead on anything. Gary says firemen shoveled coal on steam locomotives. I was taught the term firefighter since the early 80s.
Yeah, firefighter, police officer, totally get it.
I get that. I mean, I also don't take offense if someone says fireman. Like, as a woman, I'm not like, oh, you're, but I do think, yeah, it's fine to firefighter, police officer, you know.
That's normal.
I just like, at what point do you draw the line when you start changing every word that has the word the word man in it?
And then the fraternities and sororities one was funny because somebody said they are gender specific because they're gender specific. Fraternities are for boys,
Right.
and
Although I
sororities
could
are
see
for
that
girls.
changing too. They're
But then
changing
you
sports
have
teams requirements and
transgender
yeah.
and people who identify as different genders.
This is funny, Susie, making a little joke. Great. What are we going to call a manwich now?
Oh, like the can of manwich, like the sloppy joes.
Or yeah, that's funny. That's
Sloppy
just
Jane?
making light of the situation.
I
So, man, lots of comments coming in. What, April? So what do you call a newsman? Well, newscaster. We go by newscaster, anchor. I don't know.
I haven't heard newsman.
Weatherman, people say a lot.
Weatherman. Well,
Meteorologist, forecaster.
Yeah.
I mean-
Keely is a meteorologist. I don't call her a weather woman. I just call
And
her
Susie,
a weather
Susie
person.
does
I don't
say,
know.
so Susie was a firefighter, and so she says, I agree with that term, firefighter, for her,
Oh yeah,
so
for
yeah,
sure.
I totally get
100%.
that.
And the city code used to say fireman because it was an old code.
Mm-hmm.
So thumbs up for changing that to gender neutral. But things like manhole, fraternities, sororities,
Yeah, that seems.
pregnant. I lived in Bend for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that story of the pregnant man that was a woman?
Right.
You still have all your ovaries and all that stuff. And so I remember she was on
That was like
Oprah.
international, that made worldwide
He was on Oprah.
headlines.
Yes.
Yeah.
And living right in Bend, the first pregnant man, and
Gosh, yeah, that's, how long ago was that?
I don't know, 10 plus years ago at least. But I mean, I guess, I don't know, a pregnant employee now instead of pregnant woman. So,
Jeffrey says, "Whoa, person" instead of woman.
whoa, person instead of woman, shaking my head.
Okay.
Let's see, Kevin Hopman. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for watching on Facebook. The unfortunate part is the Californians with this ideology are moving to Oregon. Oh my gosh. I know, we always get so touchy about Californians moving to Oregon.
know.
But really, we're all from somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Except me, I'm from here.
Born and raised?
I am.
Oh, yeah.
People, there's like something now where they're like, oh, you're a unicorn.
Because no one here is from here?
Anymore, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not
Silly.
from here.
I know. It's
What else are we talking about? It's Friday.
Well, let's get Chris McGinnis in here. He's on his way. The military, man your post. Oh, yeah.
No, person your post.
Person your post.
From Alan.
Alan on Facebook. Yeah, very true. No, Alexander Heap on Facebook. This is not anything to do in Oregon from Kate Brown. This is down in Berkeley, down in the Bay Area. They are pushing to change the city code to get rid of all gender-specific names and
Any
pronouns.
terminology
Yeah,
that's-
any terminology, which includes manhole, is now maintenance hole. And fraternities
just
and
makes me
sororities
laugh.
are collegiate Greek systems. And for some reason, there was the word brother in the code, and
Yeah,
now
what
it
was
is
that in
called
reference
sibling.
to?
I don't know.
Oh.
But in somewhere,
So what would you say collegiate Greek system, what about you talking about a specific fraternity or sorority? What would the word be for that?
So Camera
oh,
J's
you would just
asking
say
about.
the name, like Alpha Chi Omega or something.
But what do
like
you
that.
refer to it just as the Greek?
In the collegiate
Greek house? Greek-
system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was saying that such and such.
Like, what do you call a fraternity
yeah, I would
instead?
say there's such and such.
I'm not following that one.
Yeah.
House in the Greek
Yeah,
system.
Okay. Crystal says, what a joke. William, can you say sloppy Joe for manwich, but then there isn't a Joe, so
That's what I said. I
a
said
gender
Slappy
specific
Jane.
term, sloppy Jane.
Slappy Jane.
Oh, these
I
are
know.
yeah.
And then somebody made the joke of like, how do you spell Berkeley? It's L-I-B-E-R-A-L. Liberal.
Oh yeah.
That was our producer, Rob, made that joke. Yeah.
Amber,
it's
does that mean
happening.
the word human is next to
But
take
I
man
think
out of it?
At Portland City Hall now, they are all unisex bathrooms. I mean, that's a whole different issue, like
Right.
unisex bathrooms. And I think, and now I see on the email signatures for City of Portland employees, they write their pronouns. If it's he, she, they, them, whatever.
How, they write them different.
Like
just
in your, when you when somebody that works for the city sends an email, and you
Okay.
know it's just is the permanent like signature.
The signature
at the
line,
bottom.
yeah.
Now it has a list of what that person's pronouns are. So you
Oh, I've
know
never
it.
seen. I've never noticed that. I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, it's kind of a new change. Chris McGinnis, get in here.
Hello.
Let me get on this side.
Oh,
Okay,
should
you
I
have a fun.
scooch around?
This is a fun.
Yeah,
little
so
topic.
you guys, so Chris kind of set this up.
I'm-
He's been doing these driving me crazy segments for a while.
Yeah, since last summer, actually.
Yeah. And you have a big fan.
Huge fan in the band 10 O'Clock Hill from Oregon City. They, Bill Erickson, is the band founder, owns Erickson's Garage in Lake Oswego.
Oswego.
So for 30 years, he's a car mechanic by day. And
That's
a
so
rock
cool.
star at night. Yeah, I mean, I asked him, do you work on cars and stuff? He's like, no, man. In my spare time, in my free time, I play music.
He's a rock star.
He's a rock star, and what motivated him was, years ago during the Selwood Bridge construction. I mean, that was just a bear for anybody. I mean, it still is a bear, right? Trying to get across the Selwood Bridge. But what drove him nuts was that people getting onto the freeway wouldn't. There's those signs that say form two lines. And people somehow just couldn't figure out how to do it, right? I mean,
Just drived it
So we
right
kind
down
of
the middle.
blasted him a little
we
bit.
know how
Yeah.
Portland traffic goes. We can't figure out how to do anything right. We can't even figure out how to stop at a stop sign or not. So he wrote a little ditty for that, and then when we started doing the Driving Me Crazy series, and he saw it, he sent me an email and said, Chris, this drives me crazy. And we actually wrote a little song for it, and the original song was called My Pet Peeve. And so it was like 12 knuckleheads can't get in line. It's my pet peeve, right?
Did you post this yet online?
I'm actually I'm actually rendering it out and trying to post it to Twitter right now.
Oh,
So we're
okay.
having a little
gonna say, we
behind the
can
scenes
pull it
guffaw
up.
here on this. I'm really trying, and I hope it gets up here in the next couple minutes, but it might not. If it doesn't, I promise you, we're gonna blast this thing all over Facebook and because it's awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
So he reached out to me and said, hey, my pet peeve is that people can't do this, and we wrote a song for it actually. And I said, well, that's awesome. And then he said, we've been watching your segments, Chris, and you touch on a lot of good topics. How about getting our song on the air? And I said, well, yeah, we could do that. Why don't we just edit in some of our video clips of
Yeah.
all the? And he says,
it
well,
turned out great.
And then he said, well, we could change the lyrics a little bit and write to your. So I'm like, okay. So this project's been going for 2 months, just emailing back and forth, and the finished product is a compilation of all the different Driving Me Crazies that we've done to music of the My Pet Peeve song by the 10 O'Clock Hill Band from Oregon City, and it's fantastic.
That's-
A huge shout, and I don't have the list with me right now, but I know Dave Stearns is the bassist. He's been with the band for 20 years. A number of other people worked on this, and you'll see all their faces in this little 1:15 music video that we put together, but it's really awesome, and I'm humbled, and thank you very much for doing this for us, Bill, and I think we're gonna have to use this for our Drive Me Crazy music because it's fun.
It's so awesome. I know.
Yeah.
I hope this loads.
And-
Can we get it loaded?
I don't know if we were able to get it. Let's see. I'm still working hard to get. What it's doing is it's rendering out and trying to tweet.
Oh, okay.
And I
So
keep
it'll be
checking
on
it.
your Facebook page.
It's going to be on my Facebook and my Twitter account. As soon as we get done with this, I'm going to go right back there and figure out why it's not happening. And
Okay.
as soon as we get, it's going to be up within 10 minutes after this.
Until then, you know what? We should remind people about the new app because we just launched it yesterday. I know, Nina, you did a really cool video that a lot of us shared
Yeah,
of a
so-
little explainer.
The deal is with the new KGW News app, if you have an iPhone, which I guess 2/3 of our app users do,
Okay.
the old KGW app won't, it's going to stop updating because it's a whole new thing. So delete that, go to the App Store, and type in KGW News. You'll see the new one. It's a new, lighter blue, new logo.
It's
Download
really
that.
sleek.
It's really nice.
So
Yeah.
just delete the old one.
It's
is
not
the big
annoying
message. Download
like
the new
a lot
one.
of apps are, and you can vote in our viewer voice topics
Actually,
a lot
let me
easier.
go there. I'm going to
just
go delete
scrolling
the old one
down.
right now. Actually,
You
here we
don't
go.
have to
Hold
go
it
through
down.
a bunch of stuff to get to your weather. It's now right on the home
Yep.
screen, right at the bottom, and all kinds.
Do you
of
delete an
new
app actually? Now
cool
that we're
features.
Oh, so you
But
hold
just
down.
touch it and hold down.
yeah,
Touch
I'm
it,
doing
hold
that.
down.
Oh, there it goes. Now it's
Sometimes
squiggly.
they're finicky
we're
about
good.
deleting apps.
Okay, so we're deleting that
I'll
one.
show you that Chris has
No,
it
I
on
just
his phone.
okay. So yeah, you
Now
hold
swipe up.
down,
Just hit
Or
the
down.
and I've
home
already
button.
done
Hit
it.
your
I've
home
already
button.
done it.
Yep.
And now we're done. So that's what the new
Yep.
one looks like.
Yep.
So.
Here, show
Here,
camera
Jay, I can show Jay mine.
Okay.
So here's the new one.
Here's
Oh,
what
and that's
the
what
new
and that's
that.
what baby Patrick looks like in the background.
How
That's
cute.
my screen share.
I couldn't see him. I was zoomed in on there. So yeah, go get
Yeah.
the new app.
So it does look slightly different. It's a little lighter blue color. Got the logo. You'll see the difference. It's
Yeah.
just
And
See?
every time if you log in or open the app while we are live on a newscast, it'll right at the top give you the option to stream it.
that's really nice because we talked about this previously. Trying to watch and lots and lots of people
My
watch
nails
our
are
news
so bad,
on.
It was hard to
Don't
find.
show my
on the app, right? You had to
fingernails.
scroll down and look for it. Was it the live stream or
Let's
was it
see,
live
what do we
news?
wanna
And
go
now it's
to?
like when we are live on the air, it is
Comics.
prominent right as soon as you open the app.
Oh yeah,
so
you can start. See
yeah.
right here, you can start. I told them my fingernails are terrible. Don't look at them.
You got the dip.
I got the dip
manicure,
powder
right?
done, and the place I went to was in Spokane, and it was not good, and
Guys,
it's already coming
I'm
off.
going to let you keep working on that because
Okay.
I'm really
Okay.
cranky to get that song
yeah,
posted.
do it.
So
Chris
So
is
this
busy
is,
working. I'm talking about my fingernails.
This section on topics. Sorry, Jay, I don't want to get in your way. And you can star which ones you want.
So I starred comics. So then when you go back to the homepage, it'll just populate that more frequently. Is that the idea?
Yeah, and like if you don't want health news, you won't get it on the front
So I'll
page
hit local,
unless it's, a big story. Homeless section, our investigations.
life. Oh,
Yeah, there's all kinds of entertainment stuff of
So
like
I'm gonna
what to
go-
do on the weekend, and it's great. So this is what the landing page, I had to learn all this like verbiage. The landing page of the top stories
yeah.
looks like
I'm gonna
now.
have to play around with it because I just downloaded this
And if
yesterday.
you just kind of scroll, like there it is. So it says home, weather, and watch right at the bottom. So if you want your weather, it's right there at the home screen. You always have the option to click that.
Oh yeah, there you go. And,
And
then
there's
watch
your
will
7
be
day, it comes up. Yep, and then watch. There's
our local
Christine
stuff.
at the Highland Games this morning.
Awesome. Okay.
So very cool.
Well,
All right, let's check back in real quick because we've gotten more comments on the Berkeley story. Brian says, whoa, I'm all zoomed in. It's pretty simple, as the story says. It's based on their city code, as there are fraternities and sororities that are lifelong things and have older active members. What is he saying? Oh my goodness. Firefighters fight fires. They aren't men made of fire. Very true. Pregnant employee, because this is code. I'm assuming the rest of the code refers to employees and how they are to be treated in general. I'm in favor of less manhole discussion in general, whether they be for me. Okay. Okay, people. Florence says someone has way too much time on their hands. You like that one, Jay? Use your creativity to solve really important stuff like maybe homelessness or feeding the hungry. Yes, very true, people.
Oh man, you ready for
ready?
a weekend
I am.
after this? I feel like this week has been kind of depressing in a lot of ways. Like the news stories, the world, international headlines, just everything going on is kind of like everyone's arguing. I'm ready for something fun.
At
A good
10:30 this
weekend.
morning, you guys, we're shooting a news story upstairs in our sales office with this therapy group called Bunnies and Baskets.
They're so cute.
and they bring, yeah, you've met them before.
I've met 'em, yeah.
They bring rabbits to senior centers, to like
They're like therapy
retirement
animals. I
homes,
mean, it's-
workplaces. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
therapy
awesome.
animals. So you sit and pet a bunny. So we're gonna do that at 10. Are you gonna come, Jay?
I don't know.
Who wants to pet a
Nina
rabbit,
invited
right?
the whole staff to make a little kind
Yes.
of a highlight of
Yeah,
the
if you're
week.
stressed out, come upstairs and pet a rabbit. So we're gonna shoot a news story on that. You'll see that
Come
here
pet a
pretty soon.
rabbit.
And yeah, pet a bunny. Just have some therapy. Quiet. Put a blanket over your lap so you don't get rabbit hair all over
Yeah,
the
they will
place.
get all over you.
We are going to show that story to you in a couple weeks. Next week is Hillsborough Week here on Sunrise. We are doing all things Hillsborough. You went out and talked to the Hops.
To KL Wambacher, the general manager of the Hops. So that's that's one of the stories on Monday that'll air, just about what the team has brought to the town, why the players love Hillsborough, and kind of that relationship with the community. Like they have host families who take in the players.
The players,
and house them for the season, so they create these like really cool bonds. Like they watch them, through their careers, and they stay in touch. And so that'll be our Monday story. And then we've got different stories each day of the week, and so we're going to learn about Hillsborough.
Hillsborough is the most diverse city
in the
state of Oregon.
According to one study based on census data, apparently. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're going to do a story on that. Rod is going to be on the road in Hillsborough on Friday, so lots of fun stuff coming up next week. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye, guys.
Enjoy the weather. We will see you guys on Monday. Bye.